That's the only problem with the first floor. The ambulances, the police, the people yelling on the street. We're ready. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Welcome to the March 13th, 2024 Urban Enterprise Zone Authority Board Meeting. This meeting will be recorded. Please be advised that when the chair opens the public comment portion of the meeting, members of the public will be able to speak and provide comment. You must slowly provide your first and last name and any organization which you are affiliated with. Please keep your comments to the topic of the Urban Enterprise Zone Program and/or authority. Additionally, your comments will be restricted to 2 minutes. I would like now to turn over the meeting to Chief of Staff, Kaya King.
Thanks very much, Executive Director. Good afternoon, everybody. We are pleased to welcome Aaliyah Couch as our new UEZA Chair. Aaliyah recently joined the Department of Community Affairs as the Director of Policy and External Affairs. She is well versed in the state legislative process and intergovernmental relations and has earned a reputation as a policy powerhouse, staying current on existing and proposed legislation at all levels of government and managing relationships with government officials and community stakeholders. In her most recent role prior to her DCA arrival, Aaliyah served as the VP of Legislative Affairs at Hoboken Strategy Group, where she engaged with state and local officials and executed legislative strategy on behalf of the firm's clients. Prior to that, Aaliyah worked for the New Jersey Senate Democratic Office as a research associate, where she staffed the Senate Community and Urban Affairs and Senate Military and Veterans Affairs committees. She also worked with Senator Troy Singleton for some time as well. Please join us in welcoming Ms. Aaliyah Couch to the UEZ cohort. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
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 Thank you.
Welcome, Aaliyah.
I would like to turn the meeting over to our chair, Aaliyah Couch, to call the meeting to order.
Thank you for that kind welcome, Kaya and everyone else. Good afternoon, everyone. In accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act, notice of this meeting has been sent to the Bergen Record and the Trentonian at least 48 hours prior to this meeting, and a meeting notice has been posted on the Secretary of State's bulletin board at the Department of State. James, could you please conduct the roll call?
Roll call will be done by calling out each department. When you hear the department you represent, please slowly and clearly say your first and last name. Department of Community Affairs.
Aaliyah Couch.
Department of Labor.
Keith White.
Department of Treasury.
Denise Harding.
New Jersey Economic Development Authority. New Jersey Redevelopment Authority.
Darrell Godfrey.
Public members, Carmen Mendiola,
Present.
William Johnson,
Here.
Douglas Schneider.
Present.
As chair, we have a quorum.
Great. Before you are the minutes from the February 14th, 2024 UEZA board meeting for review and approval. I kindly request that board members state their name for the record when making a motion or second. Do I have a motion to approve the February 14th UEZA board meeting minutes?
Darrell Godfrey.
Motion, Carmen Mendiola.
Second.
Darrell Godfrey.
James, can we have a roll call?
Aaliyah Couch,
Yes.
Denise Harding,
Yes.
Darrell Godfrey,
Yes.
Keith White,
Yes.
Janelle Johnson, William Johnson,
Yes.
Carmen Mendiola,
Yes.
and Douglas Schneider.
Yes.
The minutes are approved.
Moving forward with the agenda, we have the executive director's report to the board and 15 items that fall under new business. Executive Director Slaughter, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Wanted to highlight briefly what the activities that the authority has been doing during the months of February and March. The first is that we're experiencing an increased number of authorization requests to prepare 5-year master plan documents. To date, we've received 17 requests that have received authorization to initiate the analysis. In addition, there are 3 applications that are being presented at this meeting for consideration. An additional item will be in the April 2024 board meeting. If these applications are approved, then 21 plans are authorized with 17 documents to go. The training for UEZ coordinators has been completed with the passage of the final exam. 4 new coordinators have come on board, so there'll be a special training session in fall of 2024. We are planning to attend with selected staff the Urban Enterprise Zone Mayor's Commission meeting in Bayonne on March 20th, 2024. This meeting has been organized by Mayor Christian Bolich of the City of Elizabeth. We have recently, when we were recently relaunched in 2021, there were needs to be put together such as detailed bylaws, regulations. So we're working now to
James, you're frozen. James? Somebody's got to get to
All right,
James.
let me try
He's frozen.
pinging him. Yeah.
Okay.
Frozen.
James will be on in a minute.
We're going to give him
We
a
just
minute.
have a little technical difficulty.
Yes. James, you're muted.
Again, my apologies, gotten frozen. I don't know where I left off, what you heard last, but I'll start and just try to finish that up, and my apologies for you hearing it again. Anyway, we're planning to attend the Urban Enterprise Zone Mayor's Commission meeting in Bayonne on March 20th, 2024. The meeting has been organized by Mayor Christian Bolich of the City of Elizabeth. When UEZ was relaunched in 2021, there were needs for detailed bylaws, regulations that are very pertinent for the operation of the authority. So we're working along with the AG's office to put these documents together over the next few months. We're also working to update and modernize our logo, define our marketing, both in the campaign and also working with our partners. Continue effort to provide information on the website, different educational materials, and to expand the reach of the agency. After today's meeting, 43 projects, a mix of administrative budgets, 5-year plans, as well as the Zone Assistance Fund projects have been approved during January and February board meetings. These projects will total $12 million. Finally, from the conversion of project applications to our 5-year master plan, we need to continually to work to fill our vacancies. We are in the process of looking to use temporary staff to assist our permanent staff to reduce the backlog. And our goal is to really fill all our vacancies and underwrite the specialized activities during these next few months. And this is a snapshot of activities occurred during February and March of 2024.
Thank you, James. We have 15 action items in our agenda. And our first new item is presentation and approval of competitive bid for outside audit services for fiscal years 2023 and 2024. Before we begin, excuse me, are there any recusals or abstentions? Chair of Audit Committee and Chief of Staff Kaya King, would you walk us through this proposal?
Absolutely, Chair. Thank you so much. So what we have is a request for quotation in RFQ that was advertised by the DCA's Office of Auditing to solicit a financial auditing firm to audit the financial statements of the Urban Enterprise Zone Assistance Fund, the UEZ-ZAF, for the fiscal years ending June 30th, 2023 and June 30th, 2024. We had one firm that submitted a proposal in response to the RFQ, namely Mercadian PC. Mercadian's bid was reviewed by the UEZ Audit Committee and judged to be responsive and acceptable. The UEZ Audit Committee does recommend approval of Mercadian's bid in the amount of $27,170 to audit the financial statements of the UEZAF for fiscal years 2023 and 2024. Thank you.
Thank you, Kaya. Board members, you received an updated resolution pertaining to the request for proposal for audit services. Please let me know if you need a minute to review the resolution. Otherwise, I will move the resolution to the motion for approval. Okay. Are there any questions by the board members at this time? May I have a motion for the approval of this audit bid?
Keith White, motion to approve.
Second,
Denise Harding,
Darrell
second.
Godfrey, second.
James, may I have a roll call vote?
Aaliyah Couch,
Yes.
Denise Harding,
Yes.
Darrell Godfrey,
Yes.
Keith White,
Yes.
Janelle Johnson,
Yes.
William Johnson,
Yes.
Carmen Mendiola,
Yes.
Douglas Schneider.
Yes.
The motion carries. We will now review our project proposals for consideration by the Board of Commissioners. To have adequate consideration for each resolution, a UEZA board roll call is enacted. Rasha will be reading the roll call for the UEZ coordinators.
Please state your name to confirm your attendance. If there is no representation, your application request will be tabled until the next meeting. Bayonne,
Jacqueline Farber.
Carteret, Gloucester City, Lakewood,
David Klein here.
Long Branch,
Richard Thompson.
Passaic,
Ricardo Fernandez for Passaic.
Perth Amboy,
Noelia Colon for Perth Amboy.
Union City,
David Spatz from Union City.
West New York,
Jonathan Castaneda from West New York.
Approval of Bayonne UEZ Food Truck Festival in the amount of $32,550. Oh, sorry. Before we begin, are there any recusals or abstentions?
Do we have,
I
think she skipped us. Lori Ryan, Gloucester City.
Oh, you may have been muted. But thank you, Lori.
Madam Chair, I see Carter at present, but did not respond.
Thank you. Thank you for pointing that out.
Sorry about that. I was muted. I'm here.
Yeah,
Amen.
I see you. All right. Moving on to the approval of Bayonne UEZ Food Truck Festival in the amount of $32,550. Before we begin, are there any recusals or abstentions? Do we have a representative from Bayonne? Ms. Farber, would you walk us through this project?
Yes, I will. Good afternoon, members of the board, my fellow coordinators and UEC staff members. Bayonne UEZ is seeking the approval of the amount of $32,550 for our food truck festival. This festival will be taking place in a UEZ zone that's close to our light rail station. So with this festival, we're hoping that people who live outside of Bayonne will come to our city and see what Bayonne has to offer. This is also the cost to cover for a production company to put this efforts together with the guidance and the oversee of the UEZ coordinator. We're hoping to have about 27 food trucks. So if anybody's in town or around, please come. And also we will be having a tent where we'll have promotional information about the UEZ and what we can offer for our businesses. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions by the board members at this time? May I have a motion for the approval of this program proposal for Bayonne?
Motion, Carmen Mendiola.
Second,
Keith White, second.
James, may I have a roll call vote?
Leah Couch,
Yes.
Denise Harding,
Yes.
Daryl Godfrey,
Yes.
Keith White,
Yes.
Janelle Johnson,
Yes.
William Johnson,
Yes.
Carmen Mendiola,
Yes.
Douglas Schneider.
Yes.
The motion carries.
All right, moving on to the approval of Bayonne UEZ at admin budget for fiscal year 2024 from July 1, 2023 to June 30th, 2024 in the amount of $171,782,000. Before we begin, are there any recusals or abstentions? Ms. Farber, would you walk us through this project?
Absolutely. Bayonne UEZ is requesting the approval of our admin budget of FY24. This is to hire additional staff to continue the efforts of increasing our UEZ certification, as well as the What UEZ program has to offer, and to help businesses to increase their employment rates, as well as to work on with our 5-year plan as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions by the board members at this time? May I have a motion for the approval of this program proposal for Bayonne?
Motion, Doug Schneider.
Motion, Carmen Mendiola.
Second,
Keith
Denise
White,
Harding.
second.
James, may I have a roll call vote?
Leah Couch,
Yes.
Denise Harding,
Yes.
Daryl Godfrey,
Yes.
Keith White,
So sorry. Yes.
Janelle Johnson,
Yes.
William Johnson,
Yes.
Carmen Mendiola,
Yes.
Douglas Schneider.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Thank you very much, and welcome, Aaliyah.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Moving on, we have the approval of Carteret UEZ Capital Improvement Matching Funding for fiscal year 2024 in the amount of $500,000. Before we begin, are there any recusals or abstentions? I see we do have a representative from Carteret. Mr. Macon, would you walk us through this project?
Sure. So Carteret is in the midst of a $1 billion redevelopment of its waterfront and downtown. And so these funds will entice those new businesses that are coming into town. We have a movie studio, a hotel. We have several businesses that will be coming into the Carteret Intermodal Transportation Building, which will be the hub of our forthcoming ferry service. Several multi-use projects downtown. So this is quite an enticement tool over the next 3 years to bring more and more businesses into the UEZ, in addition to being available to the UEZ businesses that we have now.
Thank you. Are there any questions by the board members at this time? All right, may I have a motion for the approval of this program proposal for Carteret?
Motion to approve, Keith White.
Second,
Second, Doug Schneider.
James, may I have a roll call vote?
Leah Couch,
Yes.
Denise Harding,
Yes.
Daryl Godfrey,
Yes.
Keith White,
Yes.
Janelle Johnson,
Yes.
William Johnson,
Yes.
Carmen Mendiola,
Yes.
Doug Schneider.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, on to the approval of Carteret UEZ facade improvement matching funding for the fiscal year 2024 in the amount of $500,000. Before we begin, are there any recusals or abstentions? All right, Mr. Macon, would you walk us through this project?
Again, it's very similar, except we're dealing specifically with facade improvement, which, particularly within the downtown, with the many retail businesses coming into our downtown, this would be extremely helpful, again, in recruiting businesses into the UEZ and also helping the businesses that are in the UEZ currently.
Thank you. Are there any questions by the board members at this time? May I have a motion for the approval of this program proposal for Carteret?
Keith White,
Motion,
motion to
Doug Schneider.
approve.
All right, second.
Denise Harding.
James, may I have a roll call vote?
Aaliyah Couch,
Yes.
Denise Harding,
Yes.
Daryl Godfrey,
Yes.
Keith White,
Yes.
Janelle Johnson,
Yes.
William Johnson,
Yes.
Carmen Mendiola,
Yes.
Doug Schneider.
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0.
Thank you very much, folks, and Aaliyah, all the best to you in your new role.
Thank you. I appreciate that. On to the approval of Gloucester City UEZ special events promotion in the amount of $30,000. Before we begin, are there any recusals or abstentions? All right, I know we have Ms. Ryan on. Would you walk us through this project, please?
Sure. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Lori Ryan, Director of Community Development for Gloucester City. This program will help us to expand our events to attract more tourists and hopefully gain some new retail businesses to our UEZ district. And it would include the Easter event, 4th of July, Fall Festival, and a Winter Wonderland. Things that we would not have been able to include before, similar to an ice skating rink and additional music and entertainment for the children. So it will really help, and I appreciate your consideration.
Thank you. Are there any questions by the board members at this time? All right, may I have a
I don't
motion
know.
for the-
I have one. I was just sort of thinking when you say Easter, I'm wondering if folks would have concerns about like not having other religious holidays included in your lineup, It just came to mind. I like Easter all the time, for sure.
I halfway agree because we also had the challenge with the winter, we call it the Winter Wonderland to keep it neutral. So that is certainly something that we are continually challenged by.
All right, any other questions? All right, may I have a motion for the approval of this project proposal for Gloucester City?
Motion, Carmen Mendiola.
All right, second.
Denise Harding.
Second.
James, can I get a roll call vote?
Aaliyah Couch,
Yes.
Denise Harding,
Yes.
Daryl Godfrey,
Yes.
Keith White,
Yes.
Janelle Johnson,
Yes.
William Johnson,
Yes.
Carmen Mendiola,
Yes.
Douglas Schneider.
Yes.
Motion carries. All right, thank you, Ms. Ryan. On to the
Thank you.
approval. The approval of Lakewood UEZ downtown security cameras in the amount of $18,000. Before we begin, are there any recusals or abstentions? All right, Mr. Klein, would you walk us through this project?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair, and welcome aboard. And appreciate you and the board. Thank you for the opportunity to hear our project, the Lakewood UEZ Downtown Security Cameras, in the amount of $18,000. And also, thank you to the division for all your hard work that you put in on a daily basis. So this project is in line with our UEZ safety initiative. We have had other projects to beef up security in the UEZ area. So this project is to acquire 7 outdoor cameras that will give a 360-degree view around the downtown to provide surveillance, which will be operated and accessible by the Lakewood Police Department. And once again, it's an additional effort by Lakewood UEZ to beef up the security of the zone.
All right, thank you for that, Mr. Klein. Are there any questions by the board members at this time?
Yeah, this is Daryl.
Yeah,
Godfrey. This is Daryl Godfrey.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
From
we
the
can hear you.
NJRA.
Yep.
David, guys
Yeah.
do good work, but this isn't, didn't you do the same thing about a month ago? You added some more security, right? You came before the board and you needed money for security last month, right?
Well, we have a few different projects that address security measures.
Okay.
We had some projects that were a mobile command center was a project that was approved. We had actually some medical emergency service vehicles that were approved, and the like. We haven't done cameras. We did have a drone project that we had approved. So this is in addition to. I know this seems like a lot of security measures, but it's a vulnerable community, and unfortunately, there's
you had me a little concerned there, David. That's all.
Right. Well, we're just trying to do the best we can to protect our businesses.
I support you. I support you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
All right, Carmen,
Madam Chair, I had a question. Yep, real quick, just to follow up, as I always ask the same question. Your vendor or your purchase of the cameras, are they coming from in the state of New Jersey or outside?
I'm prepared for you today. It's Shore Security Technologies LLC. They're headquartered in Toms River, New Jersey.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Are there any other questions? All right, seeing none, may I have a motion for the approval of this request for proposal for Lakewood?
Motion, Daryl Godfrey.
Second?
Janelle Johnson, approved.
All right, James, may I have a roll call vote?
Aaliyah Couch,
Yes.
Denise Harding,
Yes.
Daryl Godfrey,
Yes.
Keith White,
Yes.
Janelle Johnson,
Yes.
William Johnson,
Yes.
Carmen Mendiola,
Yes.
Douglas Schneider.
Yes.
The motion carries.
All right, thank you, Mr. Klein, and I appreciate
Thank
the
you.
warm welcome. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Thank
Good luck, David.
Thank you, guys.
All right, on to the approval of Long Branch UEZ Infrastructure Improvement Project, Russell Court Phase 2 in the amount of $280,000. Before we begin, are there any recusals or abstentions?
Madam Chair, this is Will Johnson. I will have to recuse myself from this application.
Understood, okay. Mr. Thompson, would you walk us through this project?
Sure. So I'll be speaking about Russell Court Phase 2, which is the eastern portion. It's a municipal-owned parking lot. The total estimated price is around $280,000. The project will work to address 4 main goals: to provide safe parking infrastructure for the 70-plus businesses located within the quarter-mile distance of the lot, to increase business development in the area of Russell Court East, to decrease liability through injury lawsuits, and to improve the safety and security of the lot. Project will allow for funding to address construction inspection services, design and bid services, and overall construction, including but not limited to the removal and replacement of all existing asphalt, curbs, walks, and aprons, resetting existing infrastructure such as trench drains, manhole frames, and covers, and construction of traffic striping and markings, and the installment and configuration of security infrastructure to prevent dumping or other crimes in the municipal lot. The Long Branch UEZ is seeking a total of $280,000. to repair the municipal owned lot. 45 parking spaces are included in the lot, and it's in the heart of one of the largest business districts in the city of Long Branch. And it's to provide free, reliable parking to patrons of the businesses in the area. I'd like to thank the board for its time and consideration. Thank you.
And thank you for your presentation. Are there any questions by the board members at this time?
I do, Madam Chair. In respect, where is this parking spot? Is this on the main drive in Long Branch? Or is it off
It's
on
right-
Broadway Street?
Right off of Broadway.
As, on the corner, is it the one in the corner? I'm just visualizing that it's on a corner, right?
Yes, it's roughly behind a corner.
I forgot the name of the main street that has, yeah. Is that
Yep.
where it's located?
That would be Broadway, and
currently
then Branchport is the offport, the offshoot of it.
Okay, and that 280,000, that will include picking up all the, because I guess you have gravel now, or there's something, is there gravel there now and there's no
It's a paved lot.
pavement? Oh, it is a paved lot.
Yes.
Okay,
The last
All right,
time it was
thank you.
redone was in the 90s, so it's
Gotcha,
needs to be
thank you.
replaced. Yep.
Are there any other questions? All right, may I have a motion for the approval of this request for proposal for Long Branch?
I'm motioning Carmen Mendiola.
Second,
Keith White,
James, may I have a roll call vote?
Aaliyah Couch,
Yes.
Denise Harding,
Yes.
Daryl Godfrey,
Yes.
Keith White,
yes.
Janelle Johnson,
Yes.
Carmen Mendiola,
Yes,
Douglas Schneider.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Thank you
All
very
right,
much,
thank
and
you,
Aaliyah,
Mr.
welcome
Thompson.
to the UEZ.
Thank you, appreciate that. On to
Good luck.
the approval. Thank you. The approval of Passaic UEZ 2024 Clean Sweep / Graffiti Eradication Project in the amount of $535,206, excuse me. Before we begin, are there any recusals or abstentions? All right, seeing none, Mr. Fernandez, would you walk us through this project?
Yes, thank you very much. And I'd like to congratulate Madam Chair on your appointment and thank all the commissioners for giving me this opportunity. This is one of our longest standing programs that we have here in the Passaic UEZ. This thing's almost 2 decades old. Survey after survey, the businesses keep talking about cleanliness and the removal of graffiti, kind of talking about the sense of security and health of our downtown and UEZ business districts. This would continue this long-standing program, continues to employ individuals, a lot of them that are low-income individuals or are struggling to get a job that we hire as our clean sweep individuals and our graffiti eradication employees to continue to remove graffiti throughout our downtown. And we hope that the UEZ can find it fit to continue this program that has been so successful within the city of Passaic.
Great, thank you, Mr. Fernandez. Are there any questions by the board members at this time? All right, seeing none, may I have a motion for the approval of this request for proposal for Passaic?
Approved, Janelle Johnson.
Second,
Denise Harding.
James, may I have a roll call vote?
Aaliyah Couch,
Yes.
Denise Harding,
Yes.
Daryl Godfrey,
Yes.
Keith White,
Yes.
Janelle Johnson,
Yes.
William Johnson,
Yes.
Carmen Mendiola,
yes,
Douglas Schneider.
Yes.
The motion carries.
All right, thank you,
all
Mr.
very much.
Fernandez.
Take
All
care.
right, take care. All right, on to the approval to authorize Perth Amboy UEZ to proceed with the development of a request for a proposal for a 5-year plan. Before we begin, are there any recusals or abstentions? All right, great. Ms. Cologne, would you walk us through this project?
Yes, hi, good afternoon. Welcome, Aaliyah. So we are requesting $125,000 to move forward with the 5-year plan for the Perth Amboy UEZ. The request for proposal, including the letter and the resolution, were provided over to UEZ admin. And we're looking for the specific services of establishing a strategic planning process to analyze existing conditions, identify opportunities and challenges to economic development, identify key issues affecting economic development, to formulate a strategic economic action plan for the UEZ, to establish benchmarks to evaluate the progress in implementing the projects, and then also to recommend revisions to the UEZ boundaries in the city of Perth Amboy, if necessary. So those seven tasks have been listed in the RFP, and we will plan to release that once approved.
All right, thank you. Are there any questions by the board members at this time? All right, may I have a motion for the approval of this proposal for Perth Amboy?
Denise Harding Johnson.
Second,
Janelle Johnson.
James, may I have a roll call vote?
Aaliyah Couch,
Yes.
Denise Harding,
Yes.
Daryl Godfrey,
Yes.
Keith White,
Yes.
Janelle Johnson,
Yes.
William Johnson,
Yes.
Carmen Mendiola,
Yes.
Douglas Schneider.
Yes. Yes.
The motion carries.
Okay, on to the approval to authorize Perth Amboy UEZ's request for proposal for the undertaking of a 5-year plan not to exceed $125,000. Before we begin, are there any recusals or abstentions? All right, Ms. Cologne, anything else to add about this?
No, it's the same information. Thank you.
Yep, I figured. Thank you. May I have a motion for the approval of this proposal for Perth Amboy?
I'm motioning Carmen
Doug
Mendiola.
Snyder.
All right, second. Doug Snyder, second. James, we have a roll
Yep.
call vote?
Aaliyah Couch,
Yes.
Denise Harding,
Yes.
Daryl Godfrey,
Yes.
Keith White,
Yes.
Janelle Johnson,
Yes.
William Johnson,
Yes.
Carmen Mendiola,
Yes.
Douglas Schneider.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, thank you, Ms. Cologne. Thank you for your time.
Thank you as
On to
well.
the approval to authorize Union City UEZ to proceed with the development of a request for proposal for a 5-year plan. Before we begin, are there any recusals or abstentions? All right, Mr. Spatz, would you walk us through this project?
Yes, I will. Thank you. Welcome, Aaliyah. The City of Union City submitted a draft request for proposal form as well as the required documentation, and we're seeking to have that authorized at an amount not to exceed $125,000 to hire a consultant to provide the 5-year plan for the city's urban enterprise zone.
All right, thank you. Are there any questions by the board members at this time? May I have a motion for the approval of this program proposal for Union City?
I'm motioning Carmen Mendiola.
Second,
Denise Harding.
thank you. James, we have a roll call vote?
Aaliyah Couch,
Yes.
Denise Harding,
Yes.
Daryl Godfrey,
Yes.
Keith White,
Yes.
Janelle Johnson,
Yes.
William Johnson,
Yes.
Carmen Mendiola,
Yes.
Douglas Schneider.
Yes.
The motion carries.
All right, on to approval to authorize Union City UEZ's request for proposal for the undertaking of a 5-year plan not to exceed $125,000. Before we begin, any recusals or abstentions? Mr. Spatz, do you have anything new to add?
No, same information.
Figured. Thank you. Are there any questions by the board members at this time? All right, may I have a motion for the approval of this program proposal for Union City?
Motion Carmen Mendiola.
Second,
Daryl Godfrey.
James, may I have a roll call vote?
Aaliyah Couch,
Yes.
Denise Harding,
Yes.
Daryl Godfrey,
Yes.
Keith White,
Yes.
Janelle Johnson,
Yes.
William Johnson. Carmen Mendiola,
Yes.
Douglas Schneider.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Spath. Take care. All right, on to the approval to authorize West New York UEZ to proceed with the development of a request for proposal for 5-year plan. Before we begin, are there any recusals or abstentions? All right, Mr.
Madam
Castaneda.
Chair?
Yes,
I'm Carmen Mendiola. I'm gonna recuse myself from number 18 and 19.
understood. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Castaneda, would you walk us through this project?
Of course. Thank you, Madam Chair and members of this board for this opportunity. The town of West New York prepared the submitted RFP proposal in accordance with UEZ guidelines, and we're seeking to enlist an outside consultant to help us formulate the preliminary 5-year plan. We're excited for this opportunity. We're excited for the opportunity to invest in our community, and we hope and look forward to working with UEZ leadership and staff, the outside consultant that we eventually contract with, and with members of this board to ensure we deliver to our residents in the broader region the quality business attraction and hopefully meaningful job creation that this region deserves. So that's all I have prepared. Thank you for your consideration. And if there's any questions, I can answer.
Thank you. All right, are there any questions by the board members at this time? All right, may I have a motion for the approval of this program proposal for West New York?
Keith White, approval.
Second,
Denise Harding.
James, may I have a roll call vote?
Leah Couch,
Yes.
Denise Harding,
Yes.
Daryl Godfrey,
Yes.
Keith White,
Yes.
Janelle Johnson,
Yes.
William Johnson,
Yes.
Douglas Schneider.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Okay, on to the approval to authorize West New York UEZ's request for proposal for the undertaking of a 5-year plan not to exceed $125,000. Mr. Castaneda, do you have anything to add?
Madam Chair, nothing.
Understood. All right, thank you. May I have a motion for the approval of this program proposal for West New York?
Motion, Daryl
Doug
Godfrey.
Schneider.
All right, second.
Doug Schneider.
Thank you. James, may I have a roll call vote?
Leah Couch,
Yes.
Denise Harding,
Yes.
Daryl Godfrey,
Yes.
Keith White,
Yes. 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 Yep. Sorry.
3
Janelle
yeses.
Johnson,
Yes.
William Johnson,
Yes.
Douglas Schneider.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Take care. All right, this concludes the action items. So moving forward with old business, are there items to discuss? All right, seeing none, we look forward to receiving public comments at this time. Members of the public, please note you can press *6 to mute and unmute yourself. As a reminder, please keep your comments limited to the jurisdiction of this entity and limit it to 2 minutes. All right, I guess there are no comments. If there are no additional comments, I would like to thank everyone for their participation. May I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Denise Harding.
Motion, Carmen Mendiola. Up second.
Second. Denise Harding, I heard that.
Sorry.
It's okay. James, may I have a roll call vote?
Leah Couch,
Yes.
Denise Harding,
Yes.
Daryl Godfrey,
Yes.
Keith White,
Yes.
Janelle Johnson,
Yes.
William Johnson,
Yes.
Carmen Mendiola,
Yes.
Douglas Schneider.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, thank you. This concludes our meeting. Time ended at 2:44 p.m. Thank you all for your time. I look forward to working with you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good
Thank
luck.
you.
All right,
You
take
too.
care. All right,
Bye-bye.
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 Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.